What it do? Welcome to Club 32, Gridiron Podcast, the People's Podcast, where we keep it real. No fluff, no filters. I'm your host, Ron, back with my co-host, Jordan. We came back to recap the matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Final score being, what was it, Minnesota 23, Detroit 10. Smoking them boys and not making it easy for them. We're going to dive into that right now. But before we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can stay in the loop with Club 32. High Tech shouted, man. They said Minnesota defense was the true star in this Christmas Day showdown.
Oh, yeah.
They completely disrupted Detroit's offensive rhythm with a league-high 6 forced turnovers. A throwback performance that dominated every phase of the game, and it tilted the momentum in their favor early. Bro, I seen it was a stifling defense. It was a very tight game in the beginning, leading up until the other, it seemed like it was trying to get somewhere, but Curry Boy came into this game with 4 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. I still don't think. Did he throw a touchdown? Did he throw a touchdown?
It was 7-7 for damn near the whole day. Thought wasn't nobody gonna score.
Tight game, yeah. It'd be surprising, especially when Detroit understand how much they got on the line. But sometimes, sometimes it's hard. Let's see. That's crazy. He still didn't throw a touchdown.
That's crazy.
You let a third string quarterback come in and beat you without throwing a touchdown is crazy work. That's diabolical.
What is his last name? Bratwurst?
Is it? I want to say broke. So I don't know if it's a long O or a short O. I'm trying to say his name right.
Bratwurst, boy's head.
Don't do the man like that. It's Brosmer or Brosmer. I want to say Brosmer. But Max Brosmer. I want to say I kept hearing O last night. But nonetheless, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct us if we're wrong. But shout out to your boy for playing the system the way it needed to be played. He did what he was supposed to do. He played the system correct.
Man, he came in and said, "Jerry, who?"
I told you they got quarterback whisperer in Minnesota, bro.
Yeah.
They get good quarterback play on their quarterbacks. Jared Goff had 2 interceptions. And they did not have any good ball security at all. But they didn't. And when you look at this scenario, it's a must-win situation, and they was playing like they had time. It was playing like it didn't look important. I didn't see the urgency.
They ready for vacation.
They're trying to get in the playoffs. You would think. I mean, Vikings was done. Y'all the only one with something to lose here.
Nah, they ready for vacation. They trying to go to Cancun.
Huh. Well, look. Minnesota going to Cancun. They're going to be feeling good. That's who was that? That's Minnesota. I want to say that's their 4th straight win. I'm saying that defense been keeping them in the whole time. That defense been keeping them in the whole time, and that's good. See, that's what they said. They said offense win games, defense win championships.
Now Minnesota just need to, to have the same whatever it is throughout the beginning of the regular season, leading up to this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. On all phases of the game, just like they did with their kicker. He was holding them down.
Oh yeah.
He had range and consistency from long distance. Had a couple field goals from 50 plus, provided scoreboard support and swung the field position throughout the game. It was quiet, but it was a crucial edge that you needed in a tight defensive slugfest. You need those kickers that can pull through when it's not so easy to execute in the red zone. I mean, Detroit's offense, it managed a lone second quarter touchdown. That was it. And they never found who we have known to grow and love to be the Detroit Lions, especially against a divisional rival like the Minnesota. And they front was bringing the heat and turnovers and waves at them. The Lions left Minneapolis with little, to hang their heads on offensively. Everybody got to go back to the drawing board, including the coach, man. They're going to have to figure that out. I think they'll bounce back and be better next year, but that's tough. That's tough, man. They done ran up on the Vikings and got their tail cut off. Ain't that about it? But
They need to figure out why for 2 years in a row, all your important pieces become hurt when it's time to either get to the playoffs or in the playoffs or trying to make the playoffs. What's going on with that pitcher? Y'all need a new athletic coach? Need a new team doctor or something? Why these boys can't stay healthy? Why y'all making them come back before they 100%? Knowing that it's a probability that they'll get hurt again.
it's winning. It's all about winning, bro. Winning kill everything.
That's true. But when you ain't winning and you killing yourself, then what?
Coach gonna put your ass under fire. You gonna lose your job before you lose his.
Yeah, exactly. It don't make sense. You hurt yourself for a team that's not going nowhere. You might want to stay healthy so that way you can take that team somewhere.
Absolutely. Gotta make it make sense.
They can't do it without you.
But it's hard when you go up against a good defense. Like both of the teams kind of showed to have last night. I mean, look, like I said, what they had 6 total turnovers, they had 5 sacks. You know what I'm saying? They was on top of defensive on Detroit's offense, remember, all night, shot after shot. Where you at? Got him on top of it. That type of steady pressure and takeaway production, that was the defining edge on both sides of the ball for both teams. But with that loss, the Lions fell to 8-8, and now they eliminated from the playoff contention. That they felt that. They went into Minnesota, ran up on the Vikings, and got their mane cut off. They got a roundup. They got a shave. That the mane is a beard. It's now a goatee.
Yeah.
They cold. You ever seen a lion with a goatee? Look crazy. I go. Amber Rose and Rick Ross had a baby. That's what it'll look like. But it's a stunning fall for an NFC team that was once considered a potential NFC contender before the season. I thought they was. What you thought they were? I thought the Lions was hot this year.
Yeah, I mean.
And now look at it.
I ain't gonna lie. When I seen the injuries started piling up, I looked at one of my homeboys and, hey, but I don't think this team gonna make it again.
Not this year.
The important pieces starting to get hurt. And the injuries that these important pieces are taking, not coming back no time soon. Ain't coming back to next year. So it's like we're gonna have a repeat of last year. Same thing all over again. Except for this time, they didn't make the playoffs. They made the playoffs, had a first round bye, but got put out second round.
That's why special teams was important. A lot of times when that offense and defense, tend to mash up well, or one doesn't work, and it's hard to move, you rely on your special teams, field position, punting, field goal range, and executing. Like I said, Minnesota's kicker, I want to say it's Reichard or Reichard.
Will Reichard.
Reichard. I must have. Okay, I mean, look, he had ranges from what? It was 52, 56, and 42. That's showing you that long range is important. It's important to have a kicker with range and accuracy because that'll help keep you in control when, some of your offensive opportunities become limited. Having consistent place kicking and clutch moments is undervalued, but it was very decisive here, as we see on full display, as it should have been. Jared Goff was hampered by pressure and turnovers. He could never sustain a drive. You know what I'm saying? Their offense was held to Detroit just score only 10 points when they needed this game to make to the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. They let the wide receiver run from. I know somebody was mad too. Somebody probably had to parlay on, bro, like 20, 30, 40 yards, something simple. But no, this want to run for 40 for like. He ran for 65 yards, bro. Like that's what the bulk is. I don't even think Jordan Addison like. Yeah. How many he? Let me see. I don't even think he. This is right here. He Yeah, he ran for 65. He had more than Aaron Jones had 53 on 18 attempts. I mean, he still had a touchdown. He got thrown the ball one time and didn't catch it. 0 receiving yards in this game. But yo, do you know how much? You know how much you would have hit on that if you would have had a parlay that you'd have just been like a wide receiver don't have a 65-yard rushing game, like rushing yard from a receiver, bro. Crazy work. But nonetheless, man, hey, it is what it is. That's what they did, man. And that right there, when I seen that, I was like, oh man. Because first I saw doing something, I turned around and I seen it, and I seen him running, and I was like, oh, he on. He on with it. And I'm thinking he done caught it past it. And I heard he said, a run. I heard, he the announcer say that's a run. Like, what? I said, oh, that's crazy. I mean, damn, maybe because I had him for 2 receptions and 15 yards, and it's just so hard to ask for. I just want to make some money, bro. Hey, yo, that's crazy. But good game, man, for the Vikings fans. Sucks to be a Lions fan. I'm sorry to wake up in Detroit today. I would not want to be there. What I would want to be is somewhere in the school getting grades like we ready to give off for these players from the game they played yesterday. Starting off with your boy, Jared Goff, the quarterback. What we going to give him? A C-. Why? Because he completed 18 to 29 yards for 197. 18 to 29 attempts, for 197 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Despite keeping some drives alive early, the turnovers and the inability to sustain rhythm were too costly for Mr. Goff. And speaking of costs, like what happened at the Steelers game to none other than Amon-Ra St. Brown, the wide receiver. And in this game, we'll give him a B-. He was a bright spot in a tough game for sure. But St. Brown made contested catches, and he steadily gained separation, but he lacked the explosive touchdown production to swing the score that we used to getting from him. Stepping up, man, doing this thing. Young name similar to a car, Mr. Isaac Tesla, wide receiver. We'll give him a B. He's a rookie, bro. He's stepping up, and he's looking real good, man. Look, he made the long touchdown that they got and brought energy to the passing game that needed a lot of energy, but he was running decent routes in some of those tight windows. They just couldn't really put it together and make it work for what they needed to do to try to bounce back in the game. But talking about something that I wouldn't be thinking getting this type of grade, talking about the Lions running game, I'm going to give him a D, bro. Because Detroit could not establish any consistent ground presence at all. Failing to relieve pressure from the QB and allowing Minnesota's front seven to just tee off. I mean, it was killing it. It was crushing. Look, okay, let's talk about it. I'll tell you what it was. How many yards? Jahmyr Gibbs, 41 yards. David Montgomery, 25 yards. Averaging 2.4
so Sonic and Knuckles only has
per carry, respectively.
Sonic and Knuckles only has 66 yards.
Yeah.
You know, that's the name. That's the nickname that the fans gave them, Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, well, they didn't knock the rings out them boys, because
they damn sure did.
Ain't shit. Ain't nope. Somebody hurt. I guess they still out there picking up the ring.
Where Tails at? Oh, matter of fact, yeah, Tails was the one that knocked the rings out.
Exactly.
Dang.
Tails back there being a Viking right now. Speaking of run game, what helps you have a good run game?
Offensive line.
And speaking of which, they're going to get a D because they continuously second-guess the protection, reads, and run fits. You can't second-guess, hesitate. You got to understand your assignment and execute. They need to be on the same page, and I don't know why they were off. It's not like they're not used to, having this production. Maybe missing some key players or, injuries, but you needed this. You needed this. You needed this against someone who you definitely know didn't want you to have it. And it was your opportunity to show up in their house and take it. Show up in their house when they were down weak to their third string quarterback and came to do what you needed to do because you're not going to take this from me. I'm going to take it from you because this is mine. This belongs to me. You can't take what's mine. Well, apparently it wasn't theirs. And that's why they don't have it. They didn't want it bad enough because if they did, they would have it. Case closed. There's nothing to talk about. Well, they understand the assignment. They knew this was coming. This ain't the first game. They've been falling off the wagon. They failed to correct the curve that they was going on. They've been sloping. I mean, come on. This is not the Detroit that they know they are. They know they're supposed to be. For some reason, this one they choosing to be. And that's okay. Well, I guess now they're going to be choosing a flight in their next vacation package because that's where they're going. See you, boys, next year. The defense overall, we're going to give them a B, though, because, look, they work. We're going to give them credit, for holding Minnesota's offense in check for most of the game. But ultimately, they just really wore down in the fourth quarter, and they just didn't have the surge that they needed for any type of late explosive play. Talking about Minnesota Vikings, I mean, Max Brosman. So, I mean, look, his stat line was modest for the most part. I'm gonna give him a C. His efficient yet, risk adverse play protected, the ball security and helped keep drives alive. For the most part, I mean, like I said, he just played the system the way he was supposed to. He just fell into the line, did the assignment, and executed, and the defense and the run game around him helped him out. That's teamwork make a dream work, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking for Justin Jefferson to dig up, man, and get back into it, man. I don't know, bro. He ain't been hitting this year. This ain't his year. Hopefully he'll get back. He only had 30 yards, man. 9 targets, 4 receptions, 30 yards. Crazy work. One is, most dynamic statistical night, but he was a trusted, check down option and, reliable target when you need him. And sometimes that's all it is, just being there when they need you to be. Big Aaron Jones, you know what I'm saying? We don't give him a B. He added a touchdown ground, yardage, and, he helped flip a lot of them short fields into scoring opportunities. And, that's what you need to keep going, and you see the results of that when you're able to do those type of things. Jordan Addison, wide receiver, give him a B. I mean, anytime your wide receiver gets 65 rushing yards, you got to give him an A. I'm giving him an A-. Give him an A-. You got to give him an A-. You got to. Some type of A. That's crazy work. That's crazy. Well, if your running back had a 100-yard receiving game, you'd be like, that's crazy.
For real.
Take them, Jones. They defense turnover unit, they was A+ out there getting crazy, man. Like I said, man, that's crazy, man. 6 forced turnovers, 5 sacks, and they was just getting crazy out there. Like they didn't have a chance. That's what I'm saying. The offensive line, they got shredded. Couldn't get the run game going. Didn't have the protection set up. And when you put that type of pressure on Goff, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, man. He's a good quarterback. He's just not gonna make it, man. And you know what I'm saying?
Bullied and manhandled.
Ragdoll shorty is what happened out there. Will Reichard, you said Reichard, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Reichard.
Give him an A. Like I said, all them field goals that he made to help boost the score, keep them in, competition and stay ahead of the. I mean, hey, build separation. I'll take it. Teamwork make the dream work, and he did his part, bro. Like for real, like you jump back into it, man. Look, you're looking at Minnesota, bro. They're at 8-8, coming off a 4-game win streak. If they would have been putting that type of pressure in between the middle of the season, they'd be in a different situation. But it is what it is. I think they'll bounce back pretty decent next year for sure. They're the type of team you got to watch.
Oh yeah.
Think about it, they got a nice defense. I mean, yeah, Minnesota could definitely be a problem. Because what's his name? JJ McCarthy, man. He look cool dude, man, and he got that juice. I like the way he be rocking, man. He be doing this thing, man. And so you look over here in Detroit, though. I mean, I don't know. All of them being inconsistent on offense and always turning the ball over. Yeah, they just threw away all of, like I said, what we thought at the beginning of the season would have high postseason expectations, especially the way they exited out last year. It's
Crazy.
crazy. They got to start. They gonna have to get some Dr. Bonders to get that taste out their mouth. I don't understand. They gonna have to figure something out. But hey, they'll get there. Yeah, boy. What you think going on with Dan Campbell, man?
Me personally, he
Mm-hmm.
should have never took over the offensive play calling. You should have let that stay how it is and just put your insights on it. Because if you ask me personally, the issues that the Lions was having with offensive play calling were the same issues that the Eagles been having early in the year with offensive play calling. Nick Sirianni didn't take over offensive play calling, but he stepped in every once in a while, like, hey, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. You see this work, you see this work, you see this work. They're not expecting this, they're expecting this, they're expecting this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have did, but by him just taking over the play calling altogether, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You better hope another offensive play caller wanna come over there. Cause let's say they mess up for one game, what you gonna take it away from me too? Yeah, I think he shouldn't have did that. Just put his 2 cents in on
They got
what
some
he
pretty
felt about
decent
it.
results. I mean, when I say decent, but there is an improvement though since he did take over. I was
I mean,
watching
that's true,
something on there.
but you're not in the playoffs though.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and I'm not, but I'm not against. She's saying because I think that'll give him free up more time for him. Just focus on coaching and having things right, and you can put the play caller abilities to someone who can execute what you're looking for. You know, I mean, makes sense to me because Detroit they play who they play next. They play the Bears at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, they still can win it. I mean, they can go in and just, I guess, play spoiler to they hopes of being the number one seed or whatever. So that and the 49ers, I believe the 49ers play yeah, they play the Bears on Sunday night. So lose to the Bears, come back and lose to the Lions. I'm pretty sure the Lions won't give them two in a row. Let's say they do lose to the 49ers. The Lions watching, like, okay. Well, catch you while you're down.
Yeah, now that'll be interesting.
And they both 11-4. Oh my God, hold on, what that mean though? They both 11-4. They had to switch seating positions.
See, I want to say that, but I thought the top four were the division leaders.
Yeah.
That means they will have to leapfrog the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah, they're just gonna stay right there.
Yeah, they will have to leapfrog the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
But
They
if
say who the Seahawks is right now. What they 12-3?
Chicago can't lose two. If Chicago lose two, then they gonna switch with us. They gonna get the number 3 seed, and we gonna get the number 2 seed.
They're 12-3. So let's say, all right. So let's say they lose.
Who that? Chicago.
Seahawks.
If the Seahawks lose, and I think if the Seahawks lose one and Chicago went out, Chicago would get the number 1 seed, and the Seahawks would get the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 seed or the 3 seed, depending on if our records tied at the end of the year, I think it's gonna go out strength of schedule. And if they go out strength of schedule, they'll probably give us the number 2 seed because we had a harder schedule than them.
Okay. I think you can expect Dan Campbell to emphasize some discipline and execution going into this next one, especially for a Lion squad that still got some type of pride to salvage. I would assume, working with a guy like Mr. Campbell, that's the type of culture that they build. And I mean, you're a Lion. I mean, the pride go with the pride.
For real.
I mean, winning would at least finish them on a positive note. I mean, they'd be at least, 9-8? It's above 500.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I mean, they just really have to focus on every fundamental flaw needs to be addressed in this offseason. Offensive line protection, turnover reduction, and you create better schematics for Jared Goff. That's something that they need to implement more. I mean, the keys to I don't know what it'll take for them to beat the Bears. They need to first establish consistent run blocking. Need to learn how to protect Goff and transform them short fields into points. To get a short field advantage, you got to take points on that. The offensive line just really got to step up and create lanes for the runner and protection for the thrower. And you give yourself a better chance than performing the way you did. And you're looking at the Vikings, who they playing host to Green Bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they sitting at 8-8. They can put them up. They can drop down to 8-9. All depends. I'm not sure if Green Bay need this. I want to say they do, especially because it's in the same division. Green Bay, you think they're gonna? What you think they're gonna do when you're looking into how they looking to it? Like looking into them in the future, like okay, so they play, the Vikings, and then the Vikings gonna have something against them getting into the playoffs. I mean, they're already there, but I mean, I'm just saying as far as like, think they're gonna play that? Think they're gonna try to rush? I mean, if they already hurt, you think they're gonna try to get some type of momentum to go into it, or they just gonna try to fight it out? We're gonna go play them. We're gonna knock them out. We're gonna go knock them out. We're gonna place off and take what they get. Because they play the Ravens Saturday, and then they'll come to play the Vikings next.
If I'm not mistaken, let's say Green Bay lose their next game, and Tampa Bay win their next two games. Let's say Tampa Bay next game they play before Green Bay, right? If Green Bay lose both of these games, they might lose their playoff spot to Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay still trying to find one.
It's between them and the Carolina. That's gonna come down. That playoff spot gonna come down between those two teams.
Oh, so
they only need to worry about each other. Carolina and Tampa Bay hold each other's fate in each other's hand. Their own and each other. Green Bay got locked in because of Detroit's loss. But I'm just saying, like, how do you think they'll approach it? So they pretty much locked in. I ain't say they could lose out, but it's nothing really pushing them from getting there.
I ain't gonna lie.
I think they'll at least do 1-1 because they done been taking too many L's lately, and they need to get back.
If I was Green Bay, this last game against the Vikings, I would rest all my starters. Do not have a repeat of last year. You lost your starters in the last game of the season where you really didn't have to play them. Sit your starters out. Especially if you got your playoff spot and there's no way you can go up or lose it.
Yeah.
Sit your starters. Hell, you can sit your starters for the next game if that's the case. If you know for a fact that you got that number 7 seed locked up, whether you win these last two or lose these last two, sit your starters.
We're going to see. Be exciting. It's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting. We're going to see. We back on here to talk about that in a couple of days anyway. We like hanging out in the club. But on a Christmas day in Minneapolis, in Minneapolis, What I saw was the defense, was very opportunistic and showed up to play. Like the Vikings, they pinned the Lions, with the Christmas upset that not only sealed the 23-10 victory, but also ended the Lions' playoffs hope and propelled Minnesota into some type of meaningful momentum entering the season's final week. 6 turnovers and a smothering defensive performance reminded the league when ball security goes south, even potent offenses can be tamed. The Vikings' defensive effort delivered a Christmas miracle, and the Lions must now confront the unraveling of a season once filled with high expectations. And with that being said, that is another one in the books for Club 32. Whether you cheered or you choked this week, we just break it down the only way we know how: raw, real, no fluff, no filters. Thank you for coming through and rocking out with Club 32, where fans talk about the game, and you can come on here and do the same. If you want to get on the show, just email us at club32gp@gmail.com. Subject line Club 32 guests. Make sure to follow us at Club 32GP on all social platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Stay connected with the club for all of our NFL breakdowns and for your chance to be a guest on the show and represent your squad the way that they're meant to be represented. Until next time, it's been real. Good luck with your team, because we're going to talk about them too. Appreciate you. Be safe. We out.